All right, this is ART for the hamstrings. Warning, this is actually gonna suck. But since it sucks so much, I figured that this is the best exercise, especially for me, somebody with tight hamstrings. What happens is we never get to really stretch our hamstrings. We always just end up extending and hyperextending our lower back. So what we wanna do during this exercise is focus on the anterior tilt, flexing that lower back, so that all the stretch will target the hamstrings, especially these areas right here. So to do this, I'm on a platform because I'm tall as shit, but most people can do this in a regular chair. What I want to do is get my butt all the way back in the chair, pick a spot for my hamstrings. I like focusing on closer to the butt and then working my way out towards the knee. I'll pick my spot and I'll sit there. Then I'll align my back, get it nice and straight, and then what I want to do is lean as forward as possible over my legs and keep that anterior tilt in my hips. And then the ART part of that, once I get my breathing under control, I start extending my leg. And you see, this is pretty terrible range of motion. This is from the side, I'm only going basically out to here. If my hamstring was working the way it should be, and it was like nice and relaxed, it should be going straight out, right? But since that ball is putting a lot of pressure on it and it's very tight, that means that fascia is locked up and we're not getting the range of motion that we should out of our hamstrings. That's translating to our movement. So if your legs start shaking, you're doing it the right way. I gotta breathe, I gotta focus on putting the weight on that lacrosse ball and extending my leg. I wanna activate my quads, which will then inhibit the activation of my hamstrings. That's what I want. I want them to be relaxed and release all that tension in there. Then don't forget to lean over more. Keep that anterior tilt in the hips. And that's one rep, one out and back. So I wanna do at least 4 of those each spot. When I do 4, I'll lift up my leg, I'll move the lacrosse ball out this way towards my knee, maybe just another inch, and I'll do the same thing. If you want an extra stretch, you can dorsiflex your feet towards your shins, right? Which will just lengthen this part of the muscles in the posterior chain.